When it comes to UK, can you relocate with family? As of today, yes and no. There are a lot of fears around Canada, but these are all coming from misconception. A lot of people going through vantage migration go to Canada all the time. Their visa get approved. How are you doing today? Welcome to this session. And today we are going to be talking about UK versus Canada for family relocation via the study route. Which of them is better? Which of them is better? So this is something we are going to be working. This is something we are going to be working on today, and I wanted to pay rapt attention. First of all, how many persons have this question? I'm sure there are lots of people thinking about it, especially in the light of all that has been happening in the UK recently. UK changing their rules, changing it on families, and blah blah blah. So, UK versus Canada, which of these is better for you, provided you are relocating with family? Do you have a preliminary answer? Before we go on to judge both, let's start by looking at them one after the other, right? So, let's start by looking at them one after the other. Okay, so when it comes to UK, can you relocate with family? As of today, yes and no. Let me explain what that means. First of all, a lot of Africans love to go to wherever they are going to with their families. That one we know. You know, it's very difficult for you to see, especially the married ones. It's very difficult for you to see a husband relocating abroad, leaving the wife behind, or a mom or a woman relocating abroad, leaving the husband behind, or leaving the children behind. Even when they do, they want to do it for months. Like there is rarely someone you ask, will you prefer to keep your family apart, stay away from your family for 1 year or 2 years, or for 2 months? That will not choose 2 months, or that will not even choose no need for both of us to stay apart. You know, so in UK, for UK, can you, I hope you saw some of the things that has been happening, right? This is no longer news, it's long. The rules have changed, especially if you are traveling any moment from now. Can you go with family? Majorly no, but there are some exceptions. So recently, UK changed its rule from allowing people to come with their families, right? To restricting you being able to come with family, especially if you're going through the study route. And they made some exceptions. If you are going for PhD, you can go with your family. Or if your program is fully funded, let's say you're going on full scholarship, you can come with your family. So these are some of the exceptions. But you also know that most people who are going to UK are not going to UK for PhD, are not going to UK on fully funded scholarship, right? Most are not going. I'm not saying people don't go. I'm saying most people who are going to UK are paying for themselves, restructuring payment with school and all of that. So this means that majority of the people going to UK via the study routes, right, are not going to be able to go with their family. So this has shattered a lot of people's dreams, because their goal was go there with their family and study, and they can do whatever they want at the end of the day. So this is the situation report for UK. Now let's look at the situation report for Canada. The situation report for Canada is, can you come with your family from day one? Yes, as a student. In fact, when UK posted those new rules, right, Canada counter-posted. It's like both of them were dragging. They made a post saying that, hey students, we got you covered, you can come with your family and blah blah blah. So what does that mean? That means that yes, you can come to Canada today with your family, and all of you can come at once. So for families, for people relocating with family, let me explain. Specifically, if you are coming with your family, it doesn't have to be on a fully sponsored program. Whether you are paying for yourself, whether you are coming for postgraduate diploma, whether you are coming for masters, whether you are coming for PhD, whether you are paying for yourself or you are getting scholarship or you are using study loan, you can come with family. as far as Canada is concerned. So you see, I know that top of your head you already say, is it not obvious? It looks obvious, but it's not obvious. It's not obvious to everybody, right? So let's still go on and state the obvious. If you have a family, if you have a family and you are relocating abroad with them via the study route and you are about to start, it is better for you to focus on Canada instead of UK. As I'm making this video today, someone said something. So the date of this video is August 2023, right? August 2023. And somebody said it's taking effect from January 2024. You know, nice comment, but I'm sure you're trying to be smart there that it has not taken place. If you are going to UK, if you are going for study abroad, right? And you are let's say today is August 2023, and you are starting the process now. Are you going to be going for September 2023? The answer is no. Therefore, the people who are about starting now, who I'm talking to, the earliest time they can be thinking of relocating abroad is January 2024, but most are going to be relocating September 2024. Right? Just measuring it because of the person that was feeling smart on my live session. Okay, let's go on. The point is that if you are looking to relocate abroad via the study route and you have a family, you should be thinking of going to Canada instead of UK. Why? You know, even some people will be like, let me go first, let me go. When you reach there, you start missing your family. Your family members will start telling you, when am I coming? Or when are you coming back? You'll be like, but the government won't allow me bring you. You can tear your family apart. You can tear your family apart. And that's not what you want. There is nobody that is married, that have kids, that have family, that have wife, that have husband, who is willing to tear the family apart just because a country have issued out their rules and regulation. You cannot change the rules issued by the country, but you can change the country that you choose to relocate to. Are you sure you heard that? You cannot change, you cannot force a particular country to be favorable to you, but you can choose where to go. And the truth is that a lot of people even going to UK are spending their hard-earned currency and cash and savings in the system. If that same system, we prefer to have your family torn apart instead of you coming with family, why do you want to prioritize them? Most people do that because they don't know that options exist. They don't know that options exist. They don't know the best option. Now, let me tell you, even though a lot of people know that they should be going to Canada instead, why is it that a lot of people still choose UK? I'll tell you why. UK visa is very easy to get once you get the admission. Very, very easy to get, right? So a lot of people will be like, let me go to UK first. Hey, later we can figure it out. But let me tell you something about that. People feel UK visa is easy to get because let me say that there are lots of agents that understand UK visa. Let me also say the second thing. I'm going to be calling a spade, okay? UK government, if you want, come and sue me. I'm in Canada, so we'll take it off from there. But this is truth. A lot of time, there are, like, you will see that I think I should skip this information. Let me skip it. Anyway, but I want to tell you that people feel Canada visa is difficult to get because Canada is often more thorough in their visa review. And because they are thorough, they will be able to admit people who are truly qualified, and they'll be able to waive away people who are not truly qualified, right? So sometimes let me use another example. Another country may feel like oh, there are people coming here without enough document or the right document, but they have also forgotten that it could be because they are not thorough enough with their visa process. And because if you're not thorough, if there are loopholes in your visa process, people are going to exploit it, irrespective of whatever country they come from. Let me give an example from cyber security, right? One rule of cyber security, they will say, is that once there is a loophole, expect that people are going to exploit, like people are going to take advantage of it. So you don't have a loophole in your system and you say, why are people taking advantage of it? Instead, you work on the loophole, you tighten it. And the best way to tighten it is not to name a country or a group of people and victimize them. Right? That's not the best way to tackle it. You just want the country just want to sound intelligent, but their actions are not speaking the same. So it's easy, you can blame everybody you want to blame, but if there are loopholes in your system, you tighten it up. That's what you do. You don't even need to come to the media to say it. You tighten it. So invariably, they know what they are doing. Invariably, they know what they are doing. They want to collect your money, but tear your family apart and victimize people. And, you know, these are all politics. Don't get caught up in it. These are all politics. Don't get caught up in it. Somebody can play politics all they want, but don't let them play politics with your family. That said, let's go on to say that a lot of people feel that, oh, Canada is not a good option for them because they don't understand visa process in general. I'm not talking about Canada visa process. Visa process in general. Because if they truly understand visa process, you will see that it takes the same amount of work to get a Canadian visa versus to get a UK visa. All things being equal, it takes the same amount of work. It's just that UK system has a lot of loopholes that people from different countries are exploring. And Canada have tightened the loopholes in their system. But if you are legit, it takes the same amount of work. So instead of thinking of the country that have loopholes, forget about loopholes. Learn how visa works. Learn how to get visa for any country you want. Right? This is example of what we do at Advanced Immigration. We show you how to understand visa rules and regulation and know exactly what it's like when they say, give us pen. What do they mean by that? When they say, give us stapler, what do they mean by that? a lot of visa process or visa language sounds ambiguous or something like, they say, give us pen, you go and bring pen. They say, it's not enough. Right? Maybe when they say give us pen, they expect you to bring pen, bring a paper to show that the pen actually works. Do you get? But you just bring pen, they say it's not enough. But they didn't tell you bring pen and paper. But understanding the visa process means that you understand that when they say bring pen, you bring pen and paper. Something like that. So if you know how to apply for visa and get it, it takes the same amount of work, the same details to get a Canada visa if you can get a UK visa. All right? So I want you to know that as a family, maybe you have your money you want to pay for education, think of Canada. But instead of being afraid, learn exactly what you need to do so that you will do it and your visa will not be denied. And even when your visa is denied, so that you know exactly what to do next, how to rectify it. It is not as hard as you think. Right? So I've talked about one of the reasons people still choose UK instead of Canada, knowing fully well that Canada is the best option for them as a family. All right? So take note of that. Now, I've already made my choice. Comparing both of them, I will choose Canada over UK. Does that mean you should not go to UK? No. No. If you are single, for example, and of course, this is for families. But if you are single, you have decided that your family is okay with you leaving them and traveling alone, then go to UK. That will work for you too, right? Your aunties are in UK. They've offered to support you if you come to the UK. Go to the UK. So there are still reasons other people will choose to go to UK. Choosing UK does not make you incompetent or something. I'm just trying to explain that there are a lot of fears around Canada, but these are all coming from misconception. A lot of people going through Vantage Migration go to Canada all the time. Their visa get approved. In fact, I think yesterday or so, somebody still wrote me and said, oh, I just arrived. So it's the order of the day. Why are they able to get visa? Why are they able to get visa? All right, so that's because they learned exactly how to do it and they did it and it worked. So that's what I'm calling on you to do, filling that knowledge gap that you have. Right? Filling that knowledge gap. So filling that advice for UK visa office. Advice for UK visa office is that Hey, UK visa office, tighten the loopholes in your system. Take responsibility for the things that are happening. Tighten the loopholes in your system instead of lumping people together and blaming them and playing the victim in this matter. Okay? Tighten the loopholes in your system. Anyways, having said that, let's move on to the questions that you may have. Let's look at the questions. So I say, why don't you do undergraduate? Well, our training and scholarship and study loan processes is for graduates and professionals who want to relocate abroad. If you're an undergraduate, you want to, and you have the money to pay your fees, you're an undergraduate, you have the money to pay your fees, please contact our agency called Vantage Agency. So go to www.vantageagency.ca, all right, and take it off from there if you're an undergraduate. Now let's look at the next question. So somebody said, I think study route will be stressful for family too. Okay, what other route is not stressful that you have seen somebody successfully execute on? What other routes, if that's your question? Okay, someone said, I'll be leaving to Canada soon for visitation, 2 months. I don't want to stay idle. Once I get there, I need your opinion, please. You don't want to stay idle once you get here. And you are leaving for visitation in about 2 months. So if you are coming for visitation, true, how many months or weeks are you really staying? If you don't want to stay idle, talk to the person hosting you so that they will find things that you're going to do together with them. That could be one way to solve boredom, right? Get Netflix, enjoy yourself. Except you mean something else, then you can explain more. Okay, let's look at another question. Let's look at another question. Somebody is asking, how do I contact you? The best way to contact you. The best way to contact us is to, if you want to contact us for something, the best way to contact us is to send us an email. And our email address is admission@vantagemigration.ca. Admission@vantagemigration.ca. That's our email address. If you send us a chat, you're not going to get a response. Please take notes. So for somebody who is saying you don't respond to our chat, you will never get response. Do you see? So don't wait. Send us an email. That is how we want you to contact us. What is the best way to relocate with my family without studying? If you have, since you have a family, maybe, so that means, let me see the face of the person asking. Let's assume you are a woman and you're asking this. One thing you have to realize is that even though you yourself don't want to study, your spouse can study, get the study visa, and then all the family members can relocate. And I'm giving that advice because this happen a lot with men. Sometimes they feel like, I don't want to study again, and they've been the one, like, being the breadwinner, being the one running around. So sometimes they feel like, if I don't want to study, it means my family can't go through study. But what they forget is that if you're a man, you don't want to study, your wife can do that on your behalf, right? And she will be able to get the visa. Some people say, how can it not be that she's the main person? But it's a family, it's teamwork. So consider the other spouse. You don't want to study. Can they study? Or do you have something specifically against going through study routes? If so, please tell us more. Let's look at other question. Let's look at another question that I saw some other, I already addressed this before, but I can comment on it. Somebody said, the law takes effect January. Somebody else said, exactly. I already explained that. If you are starting your study abroad process now, you are going to be relocating next year. Whether it's January 2024 or September 2024. Those are your options. Or maybe May 2024. Those are your options, right? So, because the video is made in 2023, you think that 2023 doesn't, yeah, but why are we talking about it now? But you have forgotten that relocation has a processing time, right? And specific times when you travel. So it's not that you are starting now, you're traveling next month. If that's what you want to do, good luck. Okay. Let's see. Can I relocate to Canada via study route, but I'm going first, then my family later? Yes, you can. But the question is, if you can go together with your family, is there a specific reason why you want your family to come later? Let me tell you that some people want, like, go for that option for different reasons. I won't dive down into the reasons now, but some people choose that option and it's still okay. You can come and your family can come later. But the challenge with UK own is that if you're not qualified to go with your family can't even come later. So it's not a question of you go now, your family come later. Right? So, but for Canada, if you decide to go now, your family come later, that's still fine. But I want to let you know that a lot of people who say, I want to go now, my family come later, are not doing it for... They are not doing it because they understand the entire process and then they have decided that their family will come later. They are doing it because they think that their family cannot come together with them now. I don't know if you get. And that's what I'm trying to advise you, that if that is the reason you are doing it, know that you can go together with your family. Except you now choose that after you have considered all the factors, this is what you want, to go alone and your family come later, which is still okay. It's your family. Nobody will make decision for you. What if I'm not married with a child relocating to Canada for masters? Yes. If you're a single parent, you can relocate abroad with your child. You can relocate to Canada with your child via the study routes. So, let's look at other questions. If I want to relocate to Canada without study, how far? We handle the study abroad routes. That's what we do. Let's look. Can you travel with your family together? September intake. Check the information website and follow all the processes given to you. Someone said, I think the issue is refusal rate in Canada is higher. Agreed. That's because a lot of people do not understand what is really required. And that's why Advantage Migration, we go the extra mile to show our people how it is done. So the solution is not asking Canada to reduce their requirement, because there is a reason that requirement is there. The solution is understanding what you need to provide to meet the requirement. That's the solution. That's the solution. Let's look at... Okay, somebody say, what if you don't have family but you want to go there for study? What country is better for you, Canada or UK? Canada is still better for you. Why? When you finish your study in UK, you are required to get a sponsored job. If you decide to stay back, you're required to get a sponsored job. And so many people joining me from UK today, they are still having this issue. Please, if you are joining me from UK and you are required to get a sponsored job and you are looking for, you are not finding, please comment so that people who have not gone can open their eyes. In UK, you are required to get a sponsored job, and the requirement of this sponsored job is that, first of all, it's only a specific type of employer that are certified that can employ you. Number two, the employer has to prove that there was no citizen that was qualified who applied for the job before they gave it to you. Meaning, they have to give you the job if there are not enough if there is no citizen to take the job. So even after your study in UK, this is what you begin to face. In Canada, it's not the same. In Canada, any employer can employ you, and you have option. There is a direct route that students can use to apply for permanent residency if that is what you want. So even though you are single and you are considering Canada or UK, I'll still choose Canada because of what will happen after you finish your study. A lot of people who have finished their study in Canada are still going to Canada, who have finished their study in UK, are still relocating to Canada, still via the study abroad. So, why? And you have already exhausted your earnings. I hope you hear, I hope you listen. Because if you don't, 1 year from today or after you are relocated, 1 year after you are relocated, you will remember this session. And you ask yourself why you did not listen when I was saying it. Let him that have ears hear me today. Okay? Someone say, okay, just me and my husband, we don't have kids. It doesn't matter, right? Let's look at the question. I want to go to Canada with my 2 kids and my husband. That's very possible. That's very possible. Go do it through the study abroad route. You can start from our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca, right? Start with our free webinar. Please, one moment, let me type it. www.vantagemigration.ca. Okay? So, you can start from there and you take it off from there. Let's look at another question. There are so many questions that people have asked. Somebody said, can a person relocate to Canada with caregiver study visa? I don't know what you mean by caregiver study visa. Do you mean caregiver visa or study visa? Is there a particular visa called caregiver study visa? Please educate me. Let's look at question. Can I get study loan and go with my wife to Canada? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If as a family, you can get scholarship. If your scholarship is not complete, you can complete the money using study loan. I've seen people too who got scholarship, but the scholarship did not cover their family, and they take study loan to cover their family expenses. All right. So let's look at the other question. Can I use sponsorship letter from a family member as proof of funds for me and my family study visa for Canada? Learn how it is done. If you don't learn how to do the study related processing for Canada, you are going to fail woefully. You are going to fall flat woefully. So for people that are trying to confirm one tiny portion of things, that's not the right thing to do. Learn how it is done. Learn how it is done. Learn how it is done. How many times did I say it? Okay, let's look at I want to work in Canada from Ghana. How can I get working visa? We handle the study abroad route only. Does it mean that people with WAEC can't be helped by your team? You mean somebody that have WAEC results only? We work with university graduates. That is for Vantage Migration, scholarship, study loan related training. If you are an undergraduate or looking for undergraduate studies, please visit www.vantageagency.ca. Make sure you have the money to pay your fees. All right? And the agency team will take it up from there. Can you come to Canada via study routes and decide not to go to school? You can, but it is illegal to do so. Do not do it. Do not do it, because you will be destroying your future. Do not do it. Which is easy to assess, please, because I want to study my master's in any of these countries. So what is the advice? You can go to any high-income country that you want. UK, US, or Canada, Australia, any other high-income country, Belgium, Ireland, Sweden, Netherlands. You can go to anywhere. The question is, what is really motivating you? So I don't want to tell you that, oh, for everybody, Canada is the best. That's not the point here. There are people who will choose UK. There are people who will choose US. There are people who will choose Australia, who will choose Belgium, who will choose Germany. You know, the people have different preferences. But specifically today, we're talking about Canada versus UK when it comes to family relocation. And we're saying that Canada is better. Let's see. When we did no family relocation via study route stop for UK, I don't know. You are going to ask the UK Prime Minister. All right? He will be able to answer you. I don't know. What is the age limit for people going to Age limit for students going for master's program. There is no age limit. Why? Because you can decide to do your master's at any time, even if you are 60 years old. You can decide to do your master's and nobody will stop you. So there's no age limit for postgraduate studies. You can decide to retire, then go and do your PhD. Nobody will stop you, right? So you can. Can I be pregnant and start processing scholarship for PhD program in Canada? Yes, you can. I've seen a PhD student arrive Canada with pregnancy, gave birth, the school gave her maternity leave. For my school, then you were eligible for up to 8 months maternity leave, and they will pay you for it. Oh, so yes, you can. How many months does family visa stay before being approved? It is country by country based. There's no one timeline for everybody. When I mean country by country based, if a Nigerian apply for Canada visa versus a Cameroonian versus a Sierra Leonean, a Liberian, a Ghanaian, a Cameroonian, their timeline will be different. So it's not that it is the same timeline just because it's Canada visa. So let's look at someone say, if you have upper credits in that's HND, can you do masters in Canada? Yes, you can. I've seen somebody who did it on scholarship. You can. There is a way there are things you need to do. Start by attending our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca. Let's look at other questions. Can my brother sponsor me to study in Canada because my parents are old? Your brother can sponsor you. It's possible. Scholarships are few in Canada. It's a lie. You don't know how to find them. That is why you are saying so. What other funding option should we look at? There is loan, but don't say scholarship are few. Just accept that you don't know how to find them. Because you don't know how to find them, the real solution is for you to learn how to find them. Go to www.vantagemigration.ca. All right? All right? Lower your ego, and follow direction. How long will it cost me to relocate with my family through study route for Canada? 6 to 12 months is the ideal processing time. If you decide to start earlier, even better. 6 to 12 months. Some people are asking if they can work in Canada with visitor's visa. At every point, make sure you are obeying the rules and regulations of any visa you are giving. So, you are giving visitor's visa. The rules and regulations are written on that visa. Do yourself a favor and read it. All right? You are looking for someone that will encourage you to go and do evil or something that is illegal. All right? You can't catch me on that. We follow the legal ways, please. Read the terms and conditions of your visa and follow it. You know, some people, they don't know that they are destroying their future by not following it. Because when you finish not following it, you apply for the next visa, they will deny it. And then you will say they are wicked. It's up to you. If you want to follow the legal way or if you want to destroy your future, it's up to you. Somebody say, if Canada is asking for significant family ties, what can I include? This is one of the things we teach people during in our visa program and all that. So, if you have already gotten admission, you have your admission letter. You have your admission letter like this. You printed it and you have touched it for real. You have your admission letter, you are going to Canada or any other high-income country. You can contact us to ask us for visa help. Right? We'll connect you. We'll connect you to lawyers who will, work with you throughout the process. How do you contact us? You send us an email to admission@vantagemigration.ca. Admission@vantagemigration.ca, and We'll do back and forth and take it off from there for you. Please, that's what you need to do. Someone say, mine is a family of 6. If we relocate via study route, with the salary my husband is earning, there be enough to sustain us. You can also be working, right? You can also be working. A lot of people who are study and work as well, while their husband is working. So if 2 people are putting funds together, it will work, right? Secondly, since you have a family of 6, ensure that you are getting scholarship or study loan or both, so that at least scholarship can cover one person. Imagine you are getting $25,000 or $30,000 a year. That's already solving a lot of problems, because those scholarships we introduce you to, they'll be paying you monthly. So now, if your spouse is also working, it's helping, right? But secondly, aside the scholarship money, you can also still work. The question is, are you willing to go through the process and know how it will work, or how to make it work? Or do you want to just be asking, will he work, but you're not really ready to take the next step, right? So, and when you say a family of 6, does that mean you, your husband, and 4 children, right? I've seen people come here with 3 kids at least, right? That's a family of 5. So, and I've even seen people go with a family of 4, but that was, this particular person moved to UK then, when it was still possible to relocate with family. So, and they still survived. You can. Will it be tough? Guaranteed. It will be tough, but you can make it. You can make it. Okay. Let's look at questions. I'm from Rwanda. I want to go to Canada. Yes, it is possible. You can go through the study abroad route. Go attend our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca. Let's look at the other question. My husband wants the study loan. How can he go about it? Learn how, like, this is part of the things we teach our students at Vantage Migration. How to get started is to go attend our free webinar from www.vantagemigration.ca. Now let's look at other questions that people have brought. My school is resuming January 2024. Is it wise to leave by September to Canada? Why do you want to leave by September to Canada? What will you be doing when you arrive? Is this compliant with the visa that you have? That is the question you need to ask yourself. All right? Let's look at other questions. So, someone said, what is the easiest way to relocate from UK to Canada with family? The easiest way is via the study abroad route. Same thing you did when you were going to UK. You are going to get admission in Canada, and you are going to apply for family visa, and you are going to come with it. For people, if you are... So, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go to get more information about this. So, we did a live session at Vantage Integration, which is for professionals that are already in developed countries. All right? And that is exactly where you fall in. So go to check at Vantage Integration, or go to www.vantageintegration.com, right? For professionals already in developed countries, let's say you have left your home country, you are in UK, you are in Canada, you are in US, that's the right place for you to go. Okay, and specifically, we did a live session that talked about sponsored jobs in UK and what to do and what to do. So please check out at Vantage Integration. All right. So if I also saw that there were a lot of people from UK who joined us, so I believe you will benefit from that. Let's look at the next one. The next question says, how much will it cost me to relocate with my family through study route? First of all, it depends on the size of your family, it depends on the country you are going to, depends on the course you are going to be doing. So it depends on so many things. And a lot of those things, you don't know them right now. So there's no way to calculate. Instead, what you should do is attend our free webinar and get started. Along the way, you are going to see the best way to calculate it based on where you are going. The more decisions you make about it, the more clearer it becomes. All right, that's the best thing for you right now. So the next question says, can I and my spouse relocate with my child who bears another surname without changing her surname? Yes. Yes. Yes, you can. Now, let me tell you something. What is the evidence that a child belongs to, say, a man or a woman? Is it once they use the same surname, then the child belongs to the man? Or is it the birth certificate? Which of these shows that a child belongs to a parent? Birth certificate of that child or the surname of the child? Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? The answer is this birth certificate of the child. So, surname is useless. Surname is useless when it comes to determining who owns a child and who doesn't. So, for someone asking if you can relocate with a child who bears another surname, the answer is yes. And it is not the surname that will show that the person is your child. It's their birth certificate. If you are their parents on their birth certificate, full stop. That's it. All right? Let's look at the other questions. If you have visa for 4 years and 9 months, what's your option from moving to the Canada with family? You can move to Canada with your family irrespective of the length of the visa that you have. All right? So, maybe you can ask another question, then I will know the best way to direct you. Let's look at the next question. Somebody say, how about the US, Dr. Linda? Yes, you can go to US if you want. But this particular, today we are comparing UK versus Canada once it comes to family relocation. And we say Canada is better. All right? So, you can go, I already mentioned that if you're looking to relocate abroad, you can go to any high income country that you want. Let's look at the next question. I was given study visa. They have not responded to my husband and daughter application. They'll get across to the embassy and they will take it off from there. Because you have already applied for your visa. What are you going to do next? Get across to the embassy and see what they have to say. Okay, let's look. Can I come to Canada with work visa without IELTS? We handle the study abroad process only. So, I advise you to talk to people who handle work visa, okay? That will be the best thing for you to do so that you get reliable information. Please, I am in Paris and I want to relocate to US. How can I contact you? You can contact us by sending us an email. The email address is admission@vantagemigration.ca. However, what I will advise you to do is attend our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca to see exactly how to proceed. Then you can send us an email if you still have more questions after completing the webinar. All right? Can I get scholarship to study nursing in the US? Yes, you can. You can get scholarship, you can get study loan. Can combine both. Somebody say, how can a carpenter relocate? We handle professionals. We handle professionals. And by professionals, we mean educated persons. Right? So that's what we mean. Look for people who handle carpenters and maybe trade jobs or something. They'll be able to guide you on what to do next. Why is it difficult to get a job in Canada after study without a Canadian work experience? Why is it difficult to get a job in Canada? The question is, remember you are speaking for yourself, right? Maybe people will have, there are several reasons, several things why an individual will not get a job. Secondly, if you apply to schools that will not connect you directly to job, that's another challenge right there. So, when you say, why with somebody? I don't know your situation. What did you study? Did you study, someone once told me they wanted to study. There are a lot of programs that people study that have no use where they are, right? But they had just studied it because that was the admission they could get. So, there are several reasons. I can't advise you until I know more about your case. All right. And if you are already in Canada, please check Vantage Integration. You'll be able to know what to do next. Check Vantage Integration at Vantage Integration. Right? That's VANTAGINTEGRATION. Check Advantage Integration. If you're in Canada, UK, US, any other high income country, check there. You will see exactly how we are helping professionals to integrate by showing them what to do. Okay, let's look at other questions. This person says, how can I start with the scholarship? Please start by attending our free study abroad webinar. Go to www.vantagemigration.ca. all right, let's look. Someone said, please, can you pin your email? Have you completed our free webinar yet? The best thing for you, because if you complete our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca, you'll be given a link to check your your eligibility. Once you check your eligibility and you're eligible to do our program, you will be shown exactly how to contact us, including the email address. So if I see somebody asking for our email address, my head goes to chances are that you have not even taken the first step, which is completing the free webinar. Have you done so? If you have, tell us more. Let's look at the next question. If I have a scholarship that covers tuition fee for PhD in the UK, how can I get additional funding? Well, you can, if you have a scholarship that covers tuition only, the thing is that you can apply to another program that covers tuition and living expenses. That's one thing you can do, right? Instead of feeling stuck wherever you are, you can shift. You are not a tree. Secondly, you can decide to go to another country where, assuming you are not getting a PhD that covers your living expenses and tuition, you can, for example, you can go to UK. Canada or even US. A lot of schools give you fully funded PhD programs that cover your living expenses and your school fees, right? So shift. You are not a tree. Shift to another school. Shift to another country. Those are options. But will you listen to them? Most people, they want to stay where they are, but they want the solution that is in somewhere else. Like conflict of interest. Call a spade a spade. All right? So I say, what if I have the child for someone else and I am married to someone else, provided you are the parent of that child? So I also noticed that, provided you are the parents of that child, you can travel with the child. I also noticed that there is somebody here asking me questions, and all the questions, your question keep jumping. At one point, you are asking me if you can travel with your family from your country to Canada. And at another point, you're asking me why you cannot get a job after you have completed your study. It shows me that you are dancing up and down, asking all these if questions, right? What if? What does that tell me about you? It tells me that there's a lot going on in your mind, and you are worrying, and it is that worry that is stopping you from taking action. You know that, what if my nose grows longer? What if I am on Wivon right now? What if I'm a man? What if I'm a woman? What if I'm just, a pet, a dog pet? What if I am in the ovary right now? I've not even been born. What if? Once you're using the what if, you're going to have all the hard questions, and you're going to be forming smart. But, you know the truth? You are confused. You are confused. And you are being paralyzed by what if. That's the real problem that you have. So, double dare yourself today. Move away from what if and begin to take action. That is how you start solving your problem. Are you in Canada or you are not? Which one is your problem? Right? What do you want to do next? From your location, you know what to do next. E.g., start with our free webinar. Attend the free webinar. Check your eligibility. Move from there. That's action. But if you sit on your couch and you are saying, what if? You're going to have 20 what if. And I bet you, even by the time this video is over, you will still not do, you will not know what to do next. You will still be as confused as ever. So better send me a thank you note for calling you out, and helping you to pin down what your problem really is. What if forming smart, but you are really confused? Okay. Can I use my child as one of my home ties in securing Canada study visa? Learn how it is done. It is not just ties that is your problem. You will use your child and your visa will still be denied. Why? Because the question shows you don't know how it is done. So learn how it is done. Number one, do you have admission? If no, start with our free study abroad webinar. Go to www.vantagemigration.ca. Number two, do you already have admission letter at hand? If yes, send us an email. Our email address is admission@vantagemigration.ca, and we'll be able to look at, we'll look at the admission you have, and if it is okay, we are going to tell you what to do next to understand how to do the visa application. These are the two options that you have. All right, let's look at the next question. This question is funny. It says, how do I get scholarship while a tourist in UK? If you're a tourist in UK, number one, return to your home country. You already said it, you're a tourist. Return to your home country. While you are in your home country, apply to study in UK or to study in any other high-income country and on scholarship. You can learn how to do that by going to www.vantagemigration.ca. Full stop. Some people think they are smarter than these high-income countries, but you put yourself in trouble and you cut your dream short. There are people in UK today who have stayed there for 10 years and their life is not moving forward. Why? They violated their visa process. All right? They violated their visa process. If they leave the country, they can't come back. No any other country will take them. Don't let that be your situation. You think you are smart, but you end up not being smart. So, I know you are smart. Part of that being smart means return to your home country. Since you say you're a tourist, return to your home country, plan from there. Okay? Somebody said, how do I get a scholarship in the UK? Please start by going to www.vantagemigration.ca to learn how to the entire process, especially how to get scholarship in UK and other high-income countries, because UK is not your only option. Are there no other way a family can relocate to Canada without the study route? There are other ways. Please use Google to find them, okay? We handle the study abroad process. Somebody say, what if you get admission in Canada for PhD but no funding? What do you do? How do you pay? You leave the admission and move on to the next school. Most of the schools will give you admission with funding. So this evil school that will give you admission without funding for PhD, what you really need to do is leave them alone. All right. Someone said, can I know the PhD course to study with my master's in zoology? So many PhDs, fully funded ones for that matter. Right? You are sitting on money. Have you considered going through the study abroad route? You talked about that you want to relocate with your family to Europe.
Yes, I try to relocate with my family in abroad, but it has not been easy, to truth fact. Even a few days ago, I was discussing with my mom. My mom was asking me, do you get anybody that he can able to give you a very good contact? You know, my mom living in France. So we talk about it. I say, well, for now, I just talk to her with faith. I say, yes, I'm discovering someone right now. I'm going to have an appointment with him tomorrow. And luckily, and I'm discussing it right now. Yes, because yeah, I was just telling her yesterday. Say, son, have you get anybody you talking to right now? I say yes. I'm talking to him now, but we have an appointment tomorrow to meet. But after our discussion, then I will get back to you. Yeah.
This is extremely interesting.
Yeah, because I'm a man of faith. I walk in faith. Yes. With God, all things are possible. You know, without action, there is no faith. Without
True.
action, there is no faith. You must take a step and then God back you up with everything. So in this life, you must start somewhere. This is my first time meeting you, talking to you, and I'll be going through your profile luckily today, and then you just chat me up, and it is God doing it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
okay. I hope and I really pray that it works for you. One thing I always say is that if somebody goes through our program, the only thing that can stop it from not working for them is if they don't listen to our advice. Because some people, they will come. If you say do A, they will do B. If you say do C, they say, why are you telling me that? I'm old enough to know, you know. So it's like you are telling them, but they will not listen. Hey, provided if you're not that kind of person, you don't have problem. And we have people from Liberia who have been able to relocate as well, where to different countries. We even had somebody that moved from Liberia to India on full scholarship. He gave us a testimony. If you check it on YouTube, you will see it. A Liberian person that went on full scholarship. Then we have other people that have come to Canada. So, well, irrespective of the country you want to go to, it is possible. It is you who will select, and we walk you through the process. Okay. So,
Okay.
get started.
Okay. So, what are the process?
Yeah, have you attended our free webinar?
No.
So that's where to start. So that www.vantagemigration.ca. That's the place to start. So if you complete the webinar, and then you will see how to check your eligibility and what and what to do next, right? Including how to contact us if you have more questions. Okay.
Okay. Okay. But right now, I don't have a kid. I'm not really married, but I'm just okay. So I will prefer. So I know it's you're going to work out. Yes.
No problem. No problem. Is
Yeah.
that right? Thank you very much.
Okay.
I will take
You're
other
welcome.
persons. You can exit.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Okay, yeah, I've been watching your things for some years now, even when I was still in university. Yes, I've been watching it. So I just want to basically ask I don't know, this one my face is not showing.
It's okay. I'm hearing you.
Okay, I just want to basically ask now that I'm done with school, like I've gotten my first degree, BSc in mass communication, is there any possibility that I can get a scholarship? I did my BSc in Madonna University. I had a 2-1. So is there any possibility that I need a scholarship maybe from next year? I need to leave Nigeria. That's like a dream because I'm done with service. Like I have 4 months to go with service, NYC. So I want to pursue the dream of going to Canada. Maybe another course, not mass communication, maybe marketing or nursing. I don't know if it's possible or something.
Yes, it is possible. Let's break the questions down. The kind of course you will do, well, if you start Vantage Migration Program, we'll work with you to figure out the courses you will do. We'll show you how to come up with those programs. We call them programs of best fit, because it's not just about what you want, but it's also something that will give you visa, that will allow your visa to be approved. So everything has to be taken into consideration. The second part is, can you get scholarship? Yes, you can get scholarship. Thank God for you, if you even have high grade, which also means that you will have more options, right? Can you get scholarship? Yes. What happens if you don't get full scholarship, or if you don't get scholarship at all? This is in the rare occasion, right? You still are able to get study loan. This means that if you want to really travel next year, there is really nothing that should stop you. There's really nothing that should stop you. Now, the only thing that can stop you, let me explain. The only thing that can stop you is if you start late.
Okay.
Because Canada processing, the ideal time, we will say 6 to 12 months, but ideally, you want to plan for 12 months. Meaning, if you want to go September next year, you have to start maximum September this year, right? So if you watch that, you see that you are at the brink of, after after now, it begins to go that you are late. So that lateness, number one, will reduce your chance of getting scholarship.
Okay.
And even after some time, it will make it impossible for you to travel next year.
Okay.
Do you get? So which means you have to now travel 2025. So don't wait to finish NYSC. Overlap NYSC with your study abroad process.
Okay.
Because you don't even need NYSC certificates to get admission abroad. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So like, but like, how will I get in contact with you guys? Because I think I've watched that webinar on your on your profile there.
Did you complete the webinar? Oh, network. I said, did you complete the webinar?
No.
Did you complete the webinar?
No,
so that's the first thing you need to do. Complete the webinar, right? Go to www.vantagemigration.ca. Complete the webinar. Once you complete the webinar, you'll be given a link that you use to check your eligibility. If you check your eligibility, you will see how to contact us and what to do next. Complete the webinar. That's the first step. So will you do that today?
I'll try because it was so long and I'm like, it's not finishing anytime
The
soon.
same you that need to leave Nigeria now. You want it to be 1 minute, Abi? Oh yeah, sure you have spent 1 minute with me here now. How did that, like, have you landed abroad? So you need 1 minute, but 1 minute will solve your problem.
Yeah, no problem. But like the scholarship, sure, I need to have a passport.
You need to have a passport, but you don't need to have a passport before you start. You don't need to have a passport to get admission. You don't need to have a passport to go get trained. So, because the challenge, the answer is yes, you're going to need a passport to relocate.
Yeah.
Okay? But when are you relocating? Yeah, or when are you applying for visa? Maybe sometime around May next year. That's when you'll be applying for visa. That is when you're going to need passport. If you have your passport, that's good. So the challenge people have is that they're going to need passport in May. They'll say they have to get passport before they start. When you finish getting passport, you're late. You wait 1 more year. Do you see the point?
Yeah.
So even though you need passport, don't make it a prerequisite before you get started. You can go and take your whatever screenshot and continue whatever you are doing. Passport takes 1 month, 2 months, whatever months to come out, or 1 week, who cares? And you continue. So carry those things for instead of one after the other. If you need to do them one after the other, get started, because that's the one that is time conscious. Passport, you need it around May, so it's not time conscious for you now.
So like, even though I'll get a scholarship, which I'm very sure I'll get a scholarship, how much do I like need? Like the money I need, how much? Like, what are we looking at? 2 million, 3 million, so that I know that, oh, Nora, you're saving for this. Nora, do this, because I'm a student. Like, I just graduated, so I don't really have much.
Just graduated, but you went to Madonna.
I went to Madonna does not mean I have much. Do you get at this period now that things are not really good in Nigeria?
So what I'll tell you is that, as somebody who went to Madonna, you have all the money you need. What do I mean by that? What are the money you need anyways? Compulsory money that you need if you are going on scholarship is, for example, money to apply to a school. Application fee is how much? Maybe $100. There maybe depending on the number of schools you're applying to. These are the money you need. So most people, if you have full scholarship, if you are adding your account, it is just a blessing, not that, that it is compulsory.
Okay.
Sure, you get. So
that means you need to apply to many schools, not just one.
That's not the point. That's not the lesson I want you to grab from what I'm saying. What I want you to grab from what I'm saying is that going to save money is the wrong move. And for somebody who went to Madonna, I know that $100 is not your problem. Is it your problem?
85,000 naira. No.
Good. So we're saying the same thing. And I know why I'm advising you the way I'm advising you, because when you want to do something hard, the brain tends to look for easy excuse to run away. That's what's happening. So if I say, for example, you need 5 million, which you don't, but if I say you need 5 million, you say, hey, she have not finished saving, let me start. You see, that's an easier thing for your brain to process than to say, go and complete the webinar. The real thing you need to do. That's what I'm saying. Don't let procrastination steal the dream from you, because you're on a clock. That's the enemy here. Time.
Yes.
Conquer it.
Yes, ma. Okay, ma. I will try and complete the webinar.
I hope so.
Yes, ma.
Take good care, all right? What's your question?
Okay, I want to ask some questions. I have a friend. I was telling her about your course because my uncle told me about you as of last year. So that I should take your course, that Linda's course will help me, Dr. Linda's course will help me. So although I've been following you online, but I never believed that. So until he told me. So I was not telling a friend this evening that Dr. Linda, let's combine money, let one person take the course. That I had her saying that one person can take the course and it can be of benefit to another the other person. So we just finished talking about you, and behold, I just joined your class. So I want you to take your course. I want to take it by October or September because I'm currently serving.
I see.
So
what our advice, though, from what you have said, what our advice is that you can apply for the Future African Leaders Scholars Award. Have you heard of that award?
Yes, I've been trying to apply, but I don't know. Is it I'm not getting
trying to apply? What does that mean? Be straight with me. Trying to apply, what does that mean? It's not clear.
I have. Like, I applied, I clicked on the link, it's not opening. You have been mentioning
No. What are you talking about? I don't think we're talking about the same thing. So let me backtrack. Have you completed our free webinar before?
Have I done what, ma?
Are you there? Have you completed our free webinar before?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Last year, December.
Good. Have you checked your eligibility?
Yes, I have done that.
All right.
I've done that.
So I'm going to ask you to send us an email. Send us an email. In the email, explain that you have already completed the webinar, check your eligibility, and you want more information on how to apply for the scholarship. We'll give you the information. So the email address is admission@vantagemigration.ca. Apply for the scholarship tonight. Do you get? Apply for the scholarship. Good. So why am I saying that? Because I heard you saying combining money with somebody. That's the worst thing you can do, because our program is per person, right? So this thing works for people maybe in the same household. Maybe you learned it, you used it to help your brother, right? But that also means that the brother you are helping can never contact us if they have problem. The brother you are helping is never going to get our flight scholarship. The brother you are helping is not going to have access to us when any problem occurs. But if you train and it's your brother, you can always help them, right? But if two friends come together to put money, you see that one is going to be disadvantaged and they will feel used, and that can scatter your friendship, right? So it is not legal with us, but even if you do that behind our back, I'm still telling you that one of you is going to feel cheated, because you will be cheated anyways. Because let's assume that both of you register. So is it you or your friend that will study? What if after now you call your friend, you have a problem, your friend is not available? What will happen? So before you know, your friend will relocate before you, right? And more issues, or you will relocate before your friend, and they will, so that's not going to work. Then when you relocate, or if you need your document reviewed, we can't review for your friend. We can only review for the student. So more problems. So apply for the scholarship instead. If your application is strong, go through it. You can become one of the beneficiaries. That can help you instead of going to combine money with somebody.
But then I've been wanting to ask questions. I've asked you if I studied zoology here. and then I want to know if I can do project management.
Which country are you calling us from?
So I'm in Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay, good. Okay. So have you
So
completed our free
so I
webinar
studied.
before?
No, this is my first time like joining. Like somebody linked me. So it's the first time, yeah. So
Yeah, I see. Okay,
so
good. So the first thing you have to do is complete our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca, so that step by step
okay.
you are going to understand how the whole study abroad process goes, you know, what you need to do, and how to ask us further questions if you have more questions.
I was asking if you could apply right for school outside for masters, or you'd have to finish with your national service before you can start your application processes.
You can start your application processes while national service is going on. You can overlap the two instead of waiting for one to be over before the next one. Since you don't need the national service certificates for application.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's okay. Thank you. Bye. For all our students, I saw somebody saying something. It's impossible that your email will be ignored for whatever reason that is happening. Number one, be 100% sure that you are typing the right email address, right? admission@vantagemigration.ca. Type the right email address. Some people, they will miss one S. Other people, they will say vintage, right? I see a lot of people who make this problem. Other people, they will say Vantage Immigration. Other people, they will say .com instead of .ca. So these are all potential errors that somebody can make and then feel ignored, right? Anybody who have messaged us here, sometimes I always say, if you have messaged us, tell us how many minutes it took. Anybody who have messaged us, even people that are not our students, it takes nothing less than, like a lot of time you get response in minutes, you get response in hours. It is rarely the case that you will go 24 hours without response. All right? So if somebody feels that they are ignored, there is only one explanation that I know of. You are either emailing the wrong place, or we have replied you and the response have entered spam box and you have not checked. Those are the really only possible options. Anyways, we're going to call it a day now, and take good care of yourself till we see again. Today we talked about family relocation. Should you be via the study route? Should you be going to Canada or UK? And we gave all the reasons why Canada is better. We answered a lot of questions. Ensure that you watch the video from the beginning once we post it. If you have more questions, start by attending our free study abroad webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca. That's number one. And after that, also check your eligibility for sure. If you're eligible, you will see how to contact us. All right? Those are all things you need to do. Take good care of yourself. Again, this is Dr. Linda.